Howdy everybody, Efour here, and welcome back to the channel for Season 5, Episode 11 of our FIFA 22 Youth to Gold save. Now in the last episode, I formatted the episode a little bit differently. It ended up being about 8 minutes long, which is pretty short compared to all of my other episodes. Let me know in that video's comments what you think about that format. If you like it, if you want all the videos to be like that, if you never want to see that format again, maybe a couple videos or something, I don't know. Just give me your thoughts and your feedback. I'm really curious to see what you guys thought about it. It was different for me, and over time, if we did move in that direction, I'm sure I could get better and better at it, but it was an experiment, and it was fun for me as a content creator to try and learn and do something a little bit different. But at the end of that episode, you guys saw us sitting in 6th position, 2 points behind Everton, who sit in 5th. Today, we're going to be taking on Chelsea, who sit in 4th, and Southampton, who sit in 8th. So let's dive into this game. I have a couple other big updates for this episode. So, without further ado, let's dive in. The first thing I do want to update you guys on is I said in the end of the last episode that we had no scouts out. We actually had one scout, the scout going to the United States, and this is the only player he found. Honestly, I can't remember his value. Can't really remember too much about him, but he's 5'10". His name's Garrett Fisher. He's a decent prospect, another guy that can come in and probably will end up being sold and moved through. We'll just have to wait and see, but he is into the club. The next big update is that this is our last 4 games of the season. Chelsea, Newcastle, Fulham, and Southampton are the games we take on today. We'll be showing you the Chelsea game and the Southampton game at the end of the league, at the end of the season, excuse me, as we see how we finish in the league. I'm really hoping we can push for Europe. Chelsea's going to be a difficult game, but I really feel like we are a better team than Newcastle, Fulham, and Southampton. So hopefully if we can at least get 9 points from these last 4 games, we can sneak into that 5th European spot. It'd be a miracle, but it'd be really awesome if we could sneak into the 4th position for Champions League, but I'm not holding my breath. Now the next big update that I want to show you guys is this. I was scrolling through looking ahead, and I scrolled up and I said, those don't say international friendly. That is because, like I said, we are in the World Cup. Now, we're in a group with Spain, Russia, and Northern Ireland. It's a game that I feel like we can get out of, or a group, sorry, that I feel like we can get out of for sure. And I know we had mentioned before that it's kind of luck of the draw if your national team gets drawn into the World Cup. The next World Cup won't be for another 4 years in game, and I really think we'll win the Premier League and the Champions League by then. So, in all honesty, this is kind of our one shot to try and get a World Cup win for the United States. So I'm super excited. I'm trying to see if any of our other teams that we're scouting are in here. It doesn't look like it. Oh, there's Sweden right there. So Sweden made it. Did Colombia make it? I don't think I saw them. And Colombia did not make it. Granted, that is one of the teams, or that's the one out of our 3 scouted regions that has produced the least amount of players for us. So it's to be expected, but Sweden is in, so that would be awesome if they could make a deep run with some of these guys on our team like Carlson. I'd be really excited to see that. But after this season ends, up next is the World Cup. I'm honestly super stoked about it. Again, in the comments, let me know. Do you want me to, if we don't win this World Cup, do you want me to get 4 seasons ahead, even if we complete the other objectives in the save and come back for the World Cup? Let me know your thoughts, but I'm super stoked about this. And also in the comments, let me know your thoughts. So we'll get into that after this season ends and before we head into the next season. And here is a look at the league table. Now, we are going to finish about 14 points off the top of the table, which is a pretty big gap, but we're really not that far behind the teams right above us. Chelsea are 6 points ahead of us. We take them on today. If we can beat them, it would move us within 3 points of them, and depending on the Everton game, we could sneak into a European place, and that's really where we want to be. We then take on Southampton at the end of the month, who sit in 7th on 51 points, 2 points behind us. We also take on Newcastle, who are in 14th on 41 points, and we take on Fulham, who are in 19th on 31 points. So our run-in is very favorable. I'm just hoping that some of these teams above us up the table will drop points. The maximum amount of points we can get is 12. So we could finish on 65 points for the season. I'm not expecting to win every single one of these games, but if we can get 9 points, it puts us on 61, which would be good enough for 4th at the present moment. I understand that these other teams are going to play and have games that they could potentially win, but I'm really, really hoping that we can push for one of these European places. Even if we don't and we miss out on Europe, this season, our first season in the Premier League, has been insane. To be in 6th position as a newly promoted side is quite an achievement. So let's get into this game against Chelsea today and try and get our first 3 points of the episode. This is the team we take in against Chelsea. We have Smith in goal, a back 4 of Ojeda, Bishop, Lundberg, and Taylor. Central midfield 3 of Nelson, Patino, and Carlson. And Schaefer, Baker, and Olofsson are the attacking 3 up the pitch. We are going to stick with this 4-3-3. Our defense has gotten a lot more secure when we switch to this, and I feel like it is just working better. I'm enjoying it. We're going to keep using it. We switched to it halfway through the last episode, and we got some good results, so we're going to stick with it. On the bench, we have Sans, Jonassen, Villalba, Wilson, Kerr, Graham, and Kamara. Our bench is starting to get pretty good. I'm really excited to continue to get Sans some game time. A big key about Sans is that he can come in and play this center defensive mid role at a +3. He's been coming on and playing that spot for us to help us see out games. So really excited about Sans. Want to continue to get him some development so that he continues to grow. I wouldn't be opposed to him taking Lundberg's spot. We'll have to wait and see. I am going to be looking to bring in a center back this summer, but we'll get into that later. Today, we got to take on Chelsea, so let's go try and do that. We stole 3 points from them at the beginning of the season, and I'm really hoping we can do it again and get out with 6 points against Chelsea in this Premier League campaign. And here we go. The kickoff begins. 4 games left in the season, and we're knocking on the door of Europe. It would be a huge win for us if we can get into Europe in our first season in the Premier League. It'll definitely make next season a lot harder having to play in Europe and the Premier League, but I want it. I want it so bad. I feel like this team has just done such a great job. From where we began, if you guys are up for it or enjoy it, go back and watch like the first episode. It's pretty wild just to see how this team has developed over time. Trying to get them off the ball there. Patino can't quite get it done, but he is playing great defense. He's a little slow there, and it's shown in that run. And we get a foot in, and it is out, I think, for a corner. Actually ends up being a goal kick, so let's see if we can work it all the way down the pitch. But the boys have been playing so well, honestly. Nelson playing it up here into Carlson. And we're going to go back to Patino because Nelson was being pressured without any support. Oh, and this is bad. And Carlson does lose the ball there. And our attack dies with his lost possession. And here they go, immediately hitting us down our right side. Ben Chilwell trying to run in. We got Patino covering the center again, but this is a big gap that we left. Fortunately, they don't capitalize on it, but they are right on the edge of our area, doing a great job against us today thus far. And that is out, I think, again for a goal kick. It was a goal kick, and now we're working our way down the pitch. We have not looked up for it thus far in terms of attacking. Our defense has been pretty stable, but we haven't been able to really break them down or get through. They're playing a 5 at the back. Yes, they are playing a 5 at the back, and so it'll be challenging to break down, but I really want to get out of here with at least a point. If we can steal 1 point from Chelsea today, I will count that as a win. We're getting this down the wing to Olofsson, and let's see if we can run. Olofsson is getting pacey. You guys saw it in the last game, and we're going to rip that. Oh, can't quite get it around that defender. Probably a bad choice by me, and our attack is thwarted. They move into our area yet again, trying to find a breakthrough, and they're getting fairly close, and that was a busted play, and another busted play, and it is shot wide past the post by Mason Mount. Here we have Nelson going down the wing to Schaefer, and he can't quite get it there. Schaefer's bodied off. Carlson can't get there quick enough either, and they're looking to move into our half, trying to win the ball back early. They've definitely dominated possession in the early parts of this game. We've not been able to secure possession very well. And here's Mason Mount moving down near our 18-yard box, drops it off to Reece James, and Ojeda is doing a great job playing defense there. Reece James does get a pass into Mason Mount. Lukaku is on the ball, one of the top scorers in the league this season. We're going to go out with Ojeda here, and Ojeda gets a foot in to dispossess Lukaku, and he can keep it in. We're going to try and get that down the wing. Bad idea. Terrible pass to try and force that. Ends up costing us a goal almost, and we get it out to Schaefer. We're trying to go over to Patino, and we have Carlson running in here. We're going to go down the wing to Schaefer. This is a great attacking play. Let's see if we can get something going. I really wanted that to go to Schaefer. It doesn't. And we can't get that header one either. Man, that was frustrating. We had numbers and we couldn't convert. And that is the halftime whistle. It's been a pretty even game. We have not had many chances, though. We've got to figure out how to move the ball forward and get into more dangerous attacking positions in this second half. So let's get into it. Baker skips around the first man, and he's past his second, and he's going to rocket this into the opposite side, and it goes wide. But what a play from Baker. That's the first we've really seen of him today. Skips around a couple defenders, gets into a dangerous position, but can't finish. And here they are moving down our right side. Ben Chilwell carrying it in, and Ian Taylor gets a foot in to win the ball back for our throw. And we immediately move it up the field, and Carlson can't get his pass through to Baker. What a frustrating, sequence of events there. And they have that run going down the middle. They have back post run now, and we're going to chase with Patino. He does get there. It's a great shot to still get it off while pressured from Patino. And that is going to go out, I think, for a corner? Throw in, not a corner. Sorry, I was a little discombobulated there. And we're going down the wing to... That is terrible pass from Patino. I wanted that to go over the top to Schaefer, but we couldn't get it going. And Nelson wins that beautifully. We're going to go down into Schaefer. And Nelson's taken out. Come on. And we're going to get this to Carlson. He's not going to get there. And we can't seem to get the final pass into the most dangerous position. We've had a couple of decent opportunities, but low XG opportunities for sure. And we have not been able to get the goal and the play, the build-up play, to get into a good position. And Olofsson was in there with an interception, and he literally just lets it bounce off his foot back to the Chelsea player. What a loser. And here they are. Kovacic is on the edge, playing it back out to Mason Mount. And we're in a good spot. Lundberg gets ahead to it. Get up, Nelson. He's way too short for that. Mason Mount has a great turn. Smith makes the save. Get up, Smith. He does. I want to throw this down into Nelson, and I want to go straight into Schaefer. And we can get around. That was a kind of a bad touch. I need someone to make a run. There we go. We got Carlson, and we got Olofsson right there. And that's just a terrible, terrible shot. That was one of the best opportunities we've had today, and nothing comes from it yet again. And, man, I don't know what to tell you guys. 75th minute, 15 minutes to play. Like I said, if we can get out of here with a draw, that would be a huge win for us, and that's what it's looking like we're doing. We're going into Baker. He's got a straightaway run if he can beat this defender, and he does, and he's in, and he slots it home past Edward Mendy, and we are up 1-0. We hit them on the counter, and Carlson plays it up into Baker, who bodies his defender off. I think that's Nicholas Sewell, and he smashes it home. I mean, smashes it right past Mendy to put it in the back of the net, and we're up 1-0 with about 10 minutes to play. Now, we are making 3 changes, and I know it's a little bold, but Lundberg is getting tired. We're bringing Sans on at the back. The thing that makes me feel at least a little comfortable about this decision is his defensive awareness being 77 with a +9. So he's playing that defensive awareness at an 86, which is just insane. So we're going to rock with him and hopefully hold on for the 3 points in this game. We also brought Villalba on for Patino because Patino is tiring rapidly, and Graham comes on for Olofsson on the right wing. Let's see if we can hold on and get out of here with 3 points. And here they are moving into our area, and we're getting kind of broken down. We get a foot in from Mike Nelson. This is how we started our last counter. We're going to go down the wing to Graham here. He's not going to get there. I wasn't really expecting him to win that because I saw Ben Chilwell, but I didn't want Carlson to get crunched in the midfield and put us in a bad spot defensively. They run it out of bounds. We got 5 minutes left on the clock. We don't know what extra time will be yet, but it's going to be, he's offsides. But whatever it is, It's going to be too long. We need it to be 0 extra minutes because this is going to be a huge victory if we can get out of here. The good news is if we do, unfortunately, slip up at this point, we are a goal ahead, so we won't be having to fight back for a goal. We would end with a draw, but I would love... We got Sans here. I would love to just get out of here with the 3 points. Sans is trying to play defense all over the place. Mason Mount's taking a shot, and he rockets it into the top corner. No one closes him down. I saw it coming the whole way. That is such a frustrating goal to concede. Mason Mount's just too good. You can't give him that space. I was trying to close down with Sans, but the way that Ojeda just... I mean, he had to go cover that guy out to his left, but it left the midfield wide open, and Mason Mount makes no mistake. Smith can't get there, and we're tied up 1-1. Now we are going to try and push quickly, and that's the end of the game, the final whistle. As I'm saying that, we draw 1-1. Let's go see what happened in Everton's game. I think they probably still have a game in hand, but I'm going to go check that out in the league table, and then I'll play the 2 games off camera and see you guys for the Southampton game. So that draw sees us slide all the way down to 8th position, equal on points with Southampton and Leicester, but we have a terrible goal difference at 8. Our defense is horrendous this season, 52 goals conceded. We have one of the best offenses in the league, but our defense is so bad. We're all the way down in 8th on 54 points, equal with Leicester and Southampton. Manchester City, shockingly, are in 9th, and Manchester United are in 10th, which is pretty crazy. Today, well, not today, you guys aren't going to get to see it, but I'm going to be taking on Newcastle, who are in 14th, and Fulham in 19th today, and I'll bring you back for the game against Southampton, but we're still only 1 point out of Europe, but Everton do have a game in hand. That loss to Chelsea, or that draw against Chelsea, was such a terrible result for us, honestly, because if we had won that, we would be in 5th position now, only, what would that be, 30, we'd be on 56 points, sorry, math, and they'd be on 59. So we would be in 5th position, 3 points behind them. It didn't happen, so now we got to go into these games. Like I said, we need 9 points from these games. We realistically need to win all 3 of these remaining matches to get into Europe. It's going to be a tall order. I'm going to go get into the in-betweeny games right now, and I'll see you guys in just a second before that Southampton game. So since you were last with me, that 1-1 draw against Chelsea, we went into the league against Newcastle and Fulham. The Newcastle game was fairly comfortable. We went ahead early on in the game. In the 22nd minute, we had a counter off a corner from them, and Carlson slotted it into Baker to put us up 1-0. Then in the 48th minute, we saw some beautiful play from Nelson and Baker. It was a little give and go, a 1-2 pass. Nelson passed it to Baker. Baker slotted it back into Nelson, and he put us up 2-0, and that was the final result of the match against Newcastle. We then took on Fulham, and Kerr and Sans both started the game. Kerr on the left wing for Schaefer, and Sans in the defense for Lundberg. In the 10th minute, we had a pass to Baker from Nelson that sent Baker down to the left side near the byline. He crossed it into Kerr's path, and he slotted it home on the volley to put us up 1-0. In the 41st minute, we had another counter from a corner. Baker played Carlson in to put us up 2-0. Baker at this point had 2 assists. And in the 48th minute, Nelson and Baker got together again, just like in the game in Newcastle, with a give-and-go 1-2. Baker chipped a through pass over the top for Nelson to slot it home to put us up 3-0, and at this point, Baker had a hat-trick of assists. At this point, we were in firm control, and in the 60th minute, Olafsson slotted in Carlson off a counter from a corner, and we were up 4-0. And in the 84th minute, we got a consolation goal for Frank Baker, played in from Cameron Wilson, to put us up 5-0 to see out the match. They were 2 huge wins for us to get really tight to the end of this season. Let's go check out the league table before we hop into this so you guys can see how it's shaken up. So we are still in 6th position, 1 point out of European places. The highest position we can get is 5th place. Chelsea are 4 points ahead of us. We can no longer catch them, which would have been huge if we would have had a win against them, because we would have been right in the European places already. But it doesn't matter. We take on Southampton today, who are in 10th on 54 points. They can't even make it into the playoffs, or into Europe. Sorry about that. But Leicester City, Manchester City, and Man U are right behind us. Man U cannot catch us. Leicester City could, but their goal difference is way less than ours, so they would have to overcome a huge deficit. The one I am worried about is Manchester City in 7th position. Equal on points with us and only 1 goal behind on goal difference, and they take on Fulham, who we just put 5 goals past. So even if we win, we have to make sure that we get more goals than Man City. It's going to be a big ask, and I'm a little nervous about it. I would hate to miss out on Europe from goal difference, but we'll just have to wait and see. In other news, though, we would need Everton to lose, and the big news from that is that they take on Liverpool today in their derby game, so we need Liverpool to get a result for us against Everton, and if we can get out with a win, we will slot into that 5th spot and be in Europe next season. So, one other thing before we hop into this game, and then we're going to dive in. Marcus James is the newest Youth Academy prospect up into our first team. He told me he was tired of being down in the Youth Academy, which is fine. He was planning to be my backup anyways, but he's not going to get game time, and we have Navarrete coming back this summer, who's better than him, so we may look to just try and loan him out, but he did want to come up to the first team, so we called him up. So this is the team we take in to the must-win game against Southampton. Smith in goal, a back four of Ojeda, Bishop, Lundberg, and Taylor. Midfield trio of Nelson, Patino, and Carlson. And the attacking 3 are Schaefer, Baker, and Olafsson up top, trying to get a win today against Southampton and get us into the European places. On the bench, we have Sans, Jonassen, Villalba, Mohamed, Kerr, Graham, and Kamara. I'm going to highlight Mohamed because he is coming up to replace Cameron Wilson wherever he went right here on the bench. Cameron Wilson is decent, but he's an interesting one. I don't love how he plays, and I know I've liked Mohamed thus far, so we're going to bring him on as a backup attacker / center attacking mid. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully we can get up by 4 goals again and bring on all our young boys to see out the rest of the game, but let's hop in. And here we go. Now it is all to play for. A win here doesn't guarantee Europe, but if other results go our way and we come out of here with a win, we will be in the European places, which would be just massive for this young team. Olafsson is offsides. Dang it. But I'm super excited. We have a lot to play for today, which is how I want it. I want the games to mean something. I don't want it to just be pointless. Not that any game is necessarily pointless, but it's fun that we have something at the end of the season really to fight for. And we got to take care of Southampton today. And hopefully Liverpool will beat Everton as well, which this would be the day that Liverpool decide to not win. Great save there from Smith, and it's out for a Southampton corner. And here is their corner. But man, what a season from the boys. Is this going to go short? It is going to go short. We'll try and close them down with Carlson. And we do kind of, but they're in a dangerous spot. We've seen goals go in from these second chances on corners, and they're still in a dangerous spot. We haven't quite gotten rid of them. They take a rip. It is blocked. Lundberg tries to step in and misses. He still can't get it, and Ojeda is there. We'll get it up into Schaefer here. We'll go down to Nelson. Try and build up some attacking play. We got Carlson here on the ball, and he's so fast, but I do lose possession there with him. But Carlson's ability to dribble in and around players, along with Frank Baker's, is just superb. It's a huge avenue for us on the attacks. We're going down the wing to Olafsson here, and we have numbers. If we can find the right pass, we got Carlson making a great run, and we're going to slot it back across. It's not there. Schaefer's there, though, for the rebound. And is it offsides? Hit him with a dead fish. It's not, and it's a goal. We're up 1-0. Kind of a busted play there. Olafsson sends the great pass into Carlson. His shot is deflected off 2 players. It falls into the path of Schaefer. He makes no mistake slotting it home and putting us up 1-0. Got an interception from Patino, and now we have players running in. Carlson is fast enough to beat this man, and he's going to rip it back across, and it goes just wide. And here we are with Nelson on the kind of edge of their area, trying to find an opening. This is a play off a free kick. It goes into Carlson. We get the pass through, shockingly. We'll go to Baker, and I should have passed it sooner there. We're going to go down the wing to Carlson, and he can't get through. I was trying to just kind of see if he could maybe muscle his way into ripping a near post shot, but it is not coming off. And now Southampton are on the attack. And they're moving into our half now, trying to find an opening against this team. Ever since switching to this, that was a terrible run for me from Bishop. That was poor. I thought I was switching to Patino, and I pulled Bishop back off their attacker. They slotted into him, and he gets a goal to bring it back 1-1. What I was saying, though, is that ever since switching to the 4-3-3, our defense has looked so much better, way more secure. And, of course, I was saying that. They get a goal back, and they're not going to get another one. Get up there, Taylor. He does at least push it up the pitch a little bit. He's offsides, right? Yes, he is. And we dodge a bullet there. We really have looked the better squad here. And we got Baker running in. Is a great run, kind of a heavy pass. We're going to go back across for Nelson, and he can't get it home. It's blocked by the Southampton player. And that was a great opportunity. We really have to make the most of those. And we can't afford to not, because as we saw, Man City's up against Fulham, and their goal difference is just 1 goal less than ours. And so if we're just in a dangerous spot. Nelson's back post. He can't quite get there. It's not a great cross from Olafsson. And we're trying to run, find a player. We have Patino here, and we're going to rip it. He doesn't get it off. That is the halftime whistle. Let's get into that second half. Here is a quick look at what's going on at halftime. Manchester City are actually drawing with Fulham as well, and Liverpool are already up 1-0 against Everton. So if the Everton result stays as it is, we will be in the European places with a win. We have to get a win. I didn't look at our goal difference. If we end up with a draw, I don't know if we have a better goal difference than Everton, but I don't want to end up with a draw because I'm pretty sure Manchester City are going to beat Fulham, even though they're tied 1-1. So we got to get into the second half and find some more goals to get out of here with a win. And we have Schaefer getting past one, trying to get past another, and he doesn't quite get past him, but he does maintain possession, which is nice. And Carlson about loses it. We're getting it back to Patino, to Mike Nelson, and we're going to rip that with Nelson, and it goes just over. Diving stretch from the keeper, but it's over the bar. Good win there from Ojeda. Getting it up into Mike Nelson, and I don't like what I've done there. Patino getting into a bad spot. Nelson into Baker, and he's rapid, and Baker turns on his man and slots it home. Hit him with the worm. Let's go. It was a great turn from Baker, played in from Nelson. Baker just quickly turns. He's so fast and has such good dribbling that he can beat guys like that regularly. In the last episode, you guys saw it in the highlights. He dribbled through, I think it was Man City, like their whole team, and scored a goal by himself, but we're back ahead 2-1. Here they are moving into our half down our left wing, and they're near the touch line. They slot it back across. We have Nelson playing defense, trying to win the ball back. We can't get the ball off them. They rip a long-range effort. Nelson is there to collect it. It goes to Baker, and he's going to turn and play in Mike Nelson here. Can Mike Nelson get there? He does. He's not the quickest on the ball, and he loses possession. And here they are looking dangerous again, moving into our half. We're only up by 1 goal. And I should have checked, but I don't know if we beat them earlier in the year. Oh, I thought that was the ref, and I give it right back to them. They're still on the edge of our area, trying to find a pass in to get ahead. And they play it down the wing. I have Patino running into Lundberg, so they both get out of position. Trying to play some good cover defense with Patino, but we haven't been able to win the ball off them yet, and they take a shot. Smith makes a diving save. I really wish that they would do live league updates in FIFA, how they do in Football Manager, because it would just be nice to see, oh no, where you sit as the games unfold. But unfortunately, FIFA does not have that, and it is out for another Southampton corner. And here it is. That last corner was dangerous. We've seen it so many times in not just this season, in all of our seasons, that we get it up to Carlson. There we go. We get a corner and we get a defensive stop, but the second ball is what always kills us. And I have Schaefer on the ball there. He's going to rip it with his left foot, and he does it. He puts it away. Hit him with the knockout punches. We're up 3-1. Great play from the boys on the counter. Carlson plays Schaefer in, and he cuts it back and just rips it with his left foot. Goalkeeper does get a hand to it. Probably should have done a better job there, but he doesn't, and we're up 3-1. We are making 3 changes. Villalba comes on for Nelson. Sans comes on for Patino, and Mohamed comes on for Carlson. I thought about bringing Kerr on the left wing for Schaefer, but Kerr got a run out last game, so I want to give Mohamed a go. So let's try and see out this game. We got 10 minutes left, and we're up 3-1, so I'm feeling pretty good about it, but crazier things have happened. We got to get a win here. The changes still have not taken place, and another thing that I have in the back of my mind is if we can pad this lead, I would very much enjoy that, because Man City were 1 goal behind us on goal difference, and if they get a win in their game by a big margin, it could see us still miss out on Europe, even if we're on equal points with Man City based on goal difference. And there's a goal back. That's what I was nervous about. They get a goal back. Our goal difference only goes up by 1, and my butt cheeks are clenching a little bit. All right, boys, let's see if we can pad this lead. It's definitely squeaky bum time. I think we can get the win here today, but I'm just a little nervous about that goal difference. Like I said, Mohamed turns the ball over in his first pass of the game. Not a good start for the boy, and I'm playing it in fear. I've been playing most of this game confidently, but it's right at the end, and we have to get a win if we want any shot at Europe. Oh, no. Not like this. Not like this. Come on, boys. Play some defense. Get the ball off their players. And that was not offsides. Wow, I definitely thought that was offsides. We're going down the wing to Olafsson, and we do get the win, 3-2. Efour United. Now let's go look at the league table and see if we've snuck into Europe. Before we hop into the league table, I am flabbergasted. Based on finishing wherever we finish, 6th or 5th, or maybe, I think we maybe could have fallen to 7th. I'm not exactly sure. 6th or 5th. Either way, we just got $165 million for prize money. That is insane. Now, we can only do 1 transfer and 1 free agent signing, but one of the transfers that I have my eye on has a release clause of $101 million. So if we get all that in the transfer budget, that's going to be huge, along with the sales we've made thus far, which now I'm kind of regretting selling some of those guys because our depth isn't the best, but it's still awesome. $165 million, that's crazy. Now let's go see where we finished in the league. And we have done it. We finished in the 5th position. Everton lost to Liverpool, and Man City drew with Fulham, which was huge for us. We only finished 4 points behind Chelsea, and like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, 14 points off the title, which is a pretty big gap, but it's not the worst. Our first season in the Premier League, we get a European place in that 5th spot, which is just massive. I'm so excited about that. Unless, for some reason, the FA Cup winner is going to get that spot. I don't think so. I think we should be into Europe. Either way, super stoked. We have had such a good season that we can build on for the next year and really start trying to push for those Champions League spots and potentially the title. We'll have to wait and see, but what a great season from the boys. Now, I came in and checked the FA Cup. Man City won it, which means that they get a spot in the Europa League. And I'm really hoping that that's not the spot that we occupy, because if it is, that's going to be such a blow after fighting so hard near the end of the season. If we miss out on Europe because Manchester City won the FA Cup, I'm going to be gutted. We'll have to wait and see in the next episodes, I guess, but I'm a little nervous about that. Before we wrap up the episode, I do want to show you guys the stats of the season. Our top goal scorer, Frank Baker, finished 4th in the Premier League on 18 goals, not far behind Lukaku and Salah, just 4 goals behind each of them. Up next was Schaefer in 7th position on 17 goals. And all the way down the list in 17th is Carlson on 13 goals, and those are the only 3 players that we have in the top 25. In terms of assists, we killed it again. It seems like every year our boys lead these charts. Baker got 17 assists along with his 18 goals, which is just crazy. Carlson finished 2nd on 15 assists. Nelson was in 4th on 10 assists, which is huge from our 17-year-old midfielder. And Schaefer was in 6th with 9 assists. I'm not sure if we have anyone else. We do. We have Olafsson with 6 assists. What a good year from him. First year starting on the squad. Another 17-year-old who's really looking like a great player. In terms of clean sheets, Smith came in second with 10 clean sheets, which is pretty crazy because the Tottenham Hotspur's goalkeeper, Kakir, had 16, and the next closest was Smith with 10. So a rough year for everyone in terms of clean sheets. I'm not sure what happened or why it happened that way, but Smith does come in second on the clean sheet charts. Now that we've looked at the league stats, let's take a look at our player stats as the season has ended. Up first is Jan Carlson, 44 appearances, 18 goals, and 17 assists for a total of 35 goal contributions. He's gone up 6 overall this season from an 80 to an 86. Up next is Frank Baker with 18 goals and 18 assists in 40 appearances. That's 36 goal contributions in 40 appearances, which is just awesome from our front man. He's gone up 5 overall from a 76 to an 81. And up next is Schaefer with 41 appearances, 17 goals and 10 assists, 27 goal contributions in 41 appearances. He as a 91 overall now, he's gone up 5 overall from an 86 to a 91, and he's actually now listed as one of the best players in the world. In his potential slot, it doesn't say has potential to be special anymore. It says one of the world's best, which is really exciting. Up next, we have Mike Nelson, made 44 appearances for us on a Premier League team at the age of 17. He really is a beast. He had 11 goals and 12 assists for 23 goal contributions in his 44 appearances. He's gone up 6 overall from a 74 to an 80. And up next is new boy Robin Olofsson, 39 appearances, 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 goal contributions in 39 appearances is not too shabby for the right winger. 18 years old. He went up 5 overall from a 72 to a 77. We next have Charlie Patino, 39 appearances, 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 goal contributions. He's gone up 3 overall from a 77 to an 80. Edouard Kamara, the new striker we brought in, had 9 appearances, 4 goals, 3 assists for a total of 7 goal contributions. He's gone up 3 overall from a 73 to a 76. He's a great backup striker, plays a lot like Baker, and I'm really happy with him. Up next is Cameron Wilson. He had 16 appearances, 2 goals, 3 assists, for a total of 5 goal contributions in 16 matches. Now, he only had a 6.4 rating. He's, like I said, he's just not my favorite to use. He went up 2 overall from a 71 to a 73, but I'm really not sold on him. Up next was Hunter Graham, 23 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 goal contributions in 23 appearances. He had a lot of sub appearances, didn't start much this year. He's gone up 2 overall from a 76 to a 78. Up next is Oscar Villalba, making 44 appearances for the club, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 goal contributions, making a lot of substitute appearances similar to Baker. Finished on a 6.1 on the season. He did okay. He doesn't wow me. He's not incredible, but he's not bad. He went up 3 overall from a 72 to a 75. We then had Ian Kerr, the new boy on the left wing, 5 appearances, 1 goal in this last month actually, and he went up 4 overall from a 67 to a 71. Manuel Navarrete, it doesn't show us his stats, but he has gone up 3 overall in his loan move to Augsburg, going from a 70 to a 73. Tristan Thompson's loan is done this year, but they have an option to buy. I don't know if they're going to exercise that option, but he's not going to make it into our team. We're going to be looking to move him on. We then have Brian Bennett, made 2 appearances, did not get the game time, really fell off, and it's someone that we're looking to move on. Rasmus Mohammed made 6 appearances, finished with a 6.6 rating, went from a 70 to a 71. We do have him on the transfer list as well, and I'll update you as we get offers for him. Menendez made 1 appearance, going from a 71 to a 72. Similarly to Mohammed and Bennett, we're looking to move him on. Not a great year from Menendez, only getting onto the field 1 time. Jermaine Crespo went from a 71 to a 72, made 5 appearances, but again, his time at the club is coming to an end. He's been a great player for us, but he's just not going to make the cut, and we have a lot of younger guys who can come in and get the game time to develop. Eusebio Munoz did not show up on the field once. At a 62 overall and 20 years old, we've been trying to sell him for a full year now, have no offers, can't seem to get rid of him, but his time at the club is 100% done. Marcus Lundqvist came on, and I could not tell you where he played. Maybe on the right wing, maybe center mid. I can't quite remember. He played in the FA Cup. He went from a 65 to a 69 this season. Pretty good development for someone who only played 1 game. John Bjorklund, making 5 appearances, went from a 68 to a 69. Another one of those boys who's being replaced by the younger generation, looking to move him on this summer. Chris Collins, the boy coming to replace Bjorklund, made 2 appearances. He went from a 66 to a 69, a good little showing from our new center back. Marcus James had no appearances. We brought him up near the end of the season in this last month. He told me he was done being in the youth academy. He's gone from a 66 to a 68. Magnus Lundberg played out on the right wing for us in one match. He had one appearance, 17 years old, went from a 62 to a 66. Bruce Jackson, another youngster coming up through the ranks, a center midfielder at 18 years old. We did not play him in a game, but he went from a 61 to a 65 this year. Marcus Carlson, potentially our backup right back, came on and played 2 games for us, did not have a great time with it, but he went up 4 overall from a 61 to a 65. Victor Mohammed, the striker, played in numerous roles for us on the right wing, center attacking mid, and I think even at striker, 4 appearances, 1 assist, went from a 59 up to a 64, up 5. Alexander Nilsson had 9 appearances for us this year, no goals, 1 assist, and he played decently. He went from a 74 to a 76, up 2 overall, but we are looking to move him on. John Nordstrom, another youth academy boy that we brought up, went from a 62 to a 66, made no appearances for us up to this point. Evan Cook, looking like he's going to potentially be our backup left back, maybe. We'll have to wait and see how the summer shakes out. At 21 years old, he's gone from a 68 to a 69. No goals, no assists either. Logan Wilson made 1 appearance for us all season. He is headed out of the club. We already have an offer for him. He's 71 overall, did not develop this year. I had high hopes for him early on, but it just has not panned out as we expected. Probably the highlight of our youth academy boys called up in this golden generation is Andres Sanz. No goals, no assists in 11 matches, but he is a center back. He played in the center back position and the center defensive mid position for us. He's gone from a 65 up 4 overall to a 69. Elias Jonassen made 7 appearances for us this season. No goals, no assists, and he stayed at a 74 with no development from our backup left back. Enrique Ojeda, we got confirmation this year that he is done developing, but he made 40 appearances for us at 19 years old. He's a great player. From a 76 to a 79 this year, up 3. He is our starting left back for the foreseeable future until we get someone to overtake him. Even though he's done developing, he does a great job for us. Our captain, Harry Bishop, with 39 appearances, has gone from a 77 all the way up to an 82, going 5 overall up this year. He is a great player, the leader in the United States national team and the leader of our team. So excited about him. David Lundberg had 38 appearances, going from a 76 to an 80 overall, up 4. No goals and no assists. Ian Taylor, 40 appearances, no goals, no assists, but he's gone up 5 overall from a 75 to an 80 at 19 years old. Still has potential to be special, and he is an awesome player to use on the right side of our defense. And last but certainly not least is the main man, Anthony Smith, 21 years old now, 46 appearances this year. He's gone up 2 overall from a 79 to an 81. 100% our starting goalkeeper, has that locked down, and I don't see him losing that spot for the rest of this save, considering we're only going until we win the Premier League and the Champions League. I think he will be the one that sits in that spot for the rest of this save, and that is our stats for the season. That is the end of the season, and I'm so excited about that. We finished in 5th place. Again, not sure with Manchester City winning the FA Cup if we're still going to be in Europe. I really hope we are. If not, we'll come back stronger next year and really get into one of those Champions League spots so that we're for sure going to be in Europe next year. Up next is the World Cup. We have our group games coming up in the next month. I'll bring you guys back for that. We'll probably play all 3, if I had to guess, in the next episode. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do the format for that yet, but we'll have to figure it out. First off, we have to get out of the group, so I'm hoping we can do that, and then we'll play the rest of the World Cup, which will be through July and maybe, I don't know, maybe August. I'm not exactly sure how long that goes, but we'll come back for that in the next episode, and I'm super stoked about the World Cup. If you have enjoyed that, leave a thumbs up on the video. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. What a season from this young team. I'm so excited. And now we only have 2 players in the starting 11 that are under 80 overall. That's Olafsson on the right wing and Ojeda at left back. Everyone else has hit that 80 mark. This team looks phenomenal. Carlson and Schaefer really are the ones that are the key players in this team carrying our offense forward. They have both had a great season along with Baker. Man, I am enjoying this team's journey through the Crucible. Until next time, Efour out.